Alright guys, how's it going? Mono Dragon here again. I know this is very weird. This is a completely different setup. You're on a camera, you can see stuff in the background. This is all to do with the video. I'm hoping this is not too distracting, and I hope I'm in frame. Hope everything's okay. Basically what I'm going to do is I want to go through track riding with you guys, and this is going to be more kind of towards people who have either never done a track day before or really want to get into track riding. This isn't for people who have done them before, like done a few of them, who are confident with them. I'm not going to be talking about how to make yourself go faster. I'm not qualified for that. I've been doing track days for about 3 years now. Probably have about 20 to 30 or so under my belt, probably around the more to 20 mark. So I really need to get a track bike, but I need to stop crashing my road bike. That's, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. So basically I'm gonna go through your bike prep and prepping yourself. I'm gonna hopefully have some nice cinematics. This in the background because I can't go on my bike because the weather is shit. But I really just wanna make this video. I haven't uploaded in a while, but this is a video I've been toying with for a while and I really wanna get out for you. I wanna try a different format as well. See what you guys think. Now that I have a little officey kind of setup. So I have my nice big monitor behind me so I can have stuff on the background and just help visualize that, especially because I'm not on the bike as well. So I've had to take off my jumper because I'm absolutely sweating in here. I don't have any windows open because it's nice and loud and breezy. But basically the first thing I want to go on about is your tires. Because your tires are the only thing that give you grip on the bike, it's very important to make sure that they are road legal and that the pressures are correct. Not only for the road, but also for the track. Having your pressures correct for the track environment, for the track temperature is very, very important. I'm not going to go into details on tires, what tires to use, what tires to get. Personally, I run S22s at the moment and I've done 2 track days on them so far and they're incredible tires, really, really good, heat up nice and fast. So if you're looking at doing kind of more track days, I'd go towards an S22 because they work great on the road as well. I've used the Pirelli Z01s, they're more of a commuter focused tire, but they actually performed quite well on my MT07 on the track. So again, tires are a big thing that it's up to the individual, up to your needs. If you're going to be doing, you know, a lot of track days and a bit of road, you could get the track focused tires like your Pirelli Supercourse. They're kind of the only ones I can think off the top of my head, but they are, you know, obviously as much grip as possible for the track. Going to the pressures then, normally on the road, you know, most manufacturers is your 42 in the rear, 36 at the front. Sometimes I run 40 at the front. I don't know why, I just like the feel of it, but normally, as weird as it sounds, the lower the pressure, the more grip. Now there is a point between where it gets too low and you can't turn your bike. On the track, normally what I run is a 30 in the front, 30 in the rear. So it's PSI, for anyone that doesn't use PSI, 30 PSI in the front and in the rear. And then what I'll do is I'll do maybe 3 or 4 laps because I'm on road tires, I don't have tire warmers. I'll get the tires come up, I'll pull in and I'll drop the temperatures because the temperatures are gonna go up a little more. So I stick at 30-30. And then normally I find when the tire is cold, it's normally around the 26 to the 28 mark. So then when they get hot, they go up to about 30. Personally, that's just what I use. You see a lot of people run slightly lower. 30 is just what I like, is what I use. Maybe if I had a more sporty tire, I might mess around with tire pressures and all that, but for the moment I don't. And again, it's very important that your pressures are correct. If you go onto the track with road pressures, you're not going to have as big as a contact patch. So when you're hard on the brakes and you're, you know, holding on for dear fucking life, you want as much tire on contact with that road. And the fact that your front tire, you know, blah blah blah, I'm not going into the basics of tire mechanics. Obviously your tires are extremely important, that's why I said first. There's also other stuff you need to take in consideration. Brake pads. Are your brake pads good? Do they have a lot of life in them? And then also the type of brake pad. I use EBC HH. They're actually quite inexpensive as well and they have really good grip. I was complaining, especially in my 5 things I hate about my MT10. Click the card, I think it's this side, I forget because this is weird, it's still weird, but click the card and you can see what I don't like about it. And one of the things I didn't like was the brake. Once I changed those pads, my brakes were completely different, amazing. I want to get steel lines, that's going to be next, but brake pads are extremely important. Make sure you have a decent amount of life left in them because you're going to be relying heavily on your brakes. You know, you're going to be holding on, you're going to be squeezing and going, oh fuck, am I going to stop? It's kind of the way you don't want to ride like that, but on the track, you know, you're obviously going to be pushing yourself. And then with your brake pads, obviously make sure that your brake fluid is good, make sure it's clean, it's not orangey brown color, that it's a nice clear yellow. You know, normally when I get my brake pads changed, I'll normally always just change the fluid anyway, just to keep everything nice and fresh and clean. Personally, that's just me. I bring it to my mechanic and there's not too much in the price. Maybe he might charge an extra 15 to 20 euro. 15 euro is not a big difference compared to how much it might cost if your brakes fail because of old fluid. So then obviously your drive chain, your chain is quite important, as you know, a lot of people actually do neglect their chain, and the amount of people that rock up to the track with chains saggy. It's almost, you know, grandma titty status sagginess. It's really, really bad. If your chain decides to hop off, you're fucked is the only word. You're gonna come off and you're really gonna have a bad day. Make sure your chain is at the correct tension as per your manufacturer's specs. It's actually on the swing arm of all bikes. Make sure your chain in general is in good condition, that it's lubed well, giggity, for the, so I'm gonna, yeah, it's probably gonna cut that out. I'm probably gonna leave that now. But make sure your chain is clean, make sure that it's lubed correctly. Every chain has a lifespan. If you look at your chain and go, oh, I might change it, change it. Just, you know, don't bother running the risk. Because if you think of it, you're gonna be high acceleration, heavy braking, so your chain's gonna be flexing up and down. It's gonna be doing a lot of stuff that it normally doesn't do on the road. Again, like everything that you're gonna be doing, you're not gonna be riding any different on the track versus the road. If you think of it, it's just that everything's going to be amped up on the track. Everything's going to be that bit harder. Everything's going to be getting a lot more wear. So just make sure your chain is in good condition, it's lubed, and it's at the right tension. Again, if you were considering changing your chain for the sake of, you know, 250 euro for a good quality chain, change your chain. Engine oil, you know, just make sure you have good quality engine oil. If I'm running on the road, normally I think it's about it's either 6, 8 or 10,000 kilometers when you change your oil and filter. I will change mine every 2 track days, just because again, everything's that much hotter, everything's working that much harder. It's just, you know, 80 euro or something for oil filter. If you're gonna do it yourself, you're gonna save yourself a lot more money. The other thing with engine oil is if there's something wrong with your engine and there's something is failing, you'll see the metal in your engine well before it actually breaks. So, you know, if you're gonna be doing track days, your engine's gonna be running that much harder, just get your oil change every 2 or 3 track days. My bike was due for its 10k service after my last track day anyway, so I got all that done, all that changed. It's all about peace of mind. You just want to be able to go into the track and ride and not worry about, oh shit, you know, I've got to do this, that and the other. You can just focus on you and your bike and you and the track, and you're going to enjoy yourself a lot more. So lastly, what I'm going to go on to is your tools and equipment, stuff that you should bring to the track just to have in case anything happens, and then just stuff just to bring to make sure. One of the things I recently got was earplugs, and they are actually amazing on the track as well and on the road. They are amazing. €3 for a cheap pair of Oxford foamy earplugs, and they're amazing. Just get earplugs, thank yourself when you're 60 or 70 and you still have your hearing. Remember, Moto Dragon told you to get earplugs for track days, just use them, they're amazing. They really, really do make a big difference. Going back to the tire pressure, I have a tire pressure gauge. I think it was €20, very, very cheap one, but my one, you put it on, if you need to let air out, there's a little button on the side, and you can let your air out. Don't go for the dirt cheap ones. You want to make sure that's somewhat accurate. I had a cheap one before and it was rubbish. I just threw it in the bin, it was crap. I find that the actual analog ones are just a bit more accurate. That's just me. So then another one would be tape. Sounds weird. Electrical tape or painter's tape or masking tape to tape off your mirrors, tape up your lights. You know, there's a bit of rumors of why you do that. You do see people that don't have it done. A lot of people say it's for this, for that. I think personally what it is one, so if you crash, glass and stuff doesn't go over the track, but also if you think of it for glare, so your lights aren't shining in someone's mirror or anything, so you know, you're not distracting any riders. Mask tape is better because it comes off very easy, doesn't leave any marks, any residue left on your bike. Just bring a roll of tape and a knife, obviously, just to cut. If you really want to make it look pretty, like I do, just a bit of tape makes it, or you know, a knife makes it look nice. So yeah, guys, basic tools, Allen keys, you know, for your panels, for your plastics, stuff like that. I bring the spanner to take my mirror off. And that's pretty much it. Like, you don't need to bring a lot of tools, but a few spanners, a few bits of odds and ends as a just in case. If you are going to be bringing a truck or a trailer or whatever, you know, bring a toolbox so you have all your tools. But if you ride down to the track like I do, just throw, you know, the basic tools you need for your bike into your bag. One that sounds very common and very basic, but guys, just bring drinks and food with you. You know, a bottle of water, an energy drink, as I always bring, protein bar I always bring, and like a sandwich. I know a lot of guys don't actually bring it, and I know it sounds weird even me saying bring food with you, but a lot of people don't. You're going to be, especially with your first one, you're going to have high adrenaline. You know, you're Sweat's gonna be pumping out of you. I always bring at least 2 cans of Monster and a bottle of water with me. Just bring food and water with you. I know it sounds very basic and stupid, but just bring it. You'll thank me later. I always bring a protein bar. Kind of just makes me feel a bit better after. You're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be hungry, you'll be standing here. I just feel a bit better after having a protein bar. Don't know why, but I always do. If you're driving down, one thing that I will suggest you bring would be a camping chair, like a deck chair. They're so good because a lot of the track days, there's not a lot of places to sit, especially if you're in the pit lane, there's nowhere really to sit. Bring a deck chair so if you're in between sessions, you can sit down and relax. You know, shoes, bring shoes with you. Fucking amount of times I want to take my boots off, but I can't. It all sounds basic and stupid, but it's stuff that you just don't think about until you get there and you're like, oh Jesus, I should have brought this. A camping chair is amazing because they fold up and you can't even fit them in some bags, you know, if you're going to be riding them. But yeah, guys, basic, simple stuff is the stuff that you forget. More stuff that I bring: face mask, fluffy slippers, pajamas. So I don't actually know where that cut off. My card got full. It's the first time I've ever had my card get full, but I'm talking a lot of shite, so that's why it got full. So all I wanted to do was get you guys prepared for your track days. If you know, all the videos I see is, you know, getting your bike prepped and how to get fast. If it's your first track day, don't aim to get your knee down if you've never done it before. Aim to improve your riding, get a bit faster, learn the flow of the track, all that stuff, then worry about getting your knee down. You're gonna enjoy yourself a lot more. You're not gonna be worried about crashing. Just go out and enjoy yourself. And I just want to make that list so that it's stuff that you don't have to worry about or focus on. It's like, oh, Model Dragon has the list. Check out some of my track day videos if you want to. I'm not the fastest guy out there by any means. I really ride within my limit and I push myself each lap. And it's because it's my road bike. If I had a track bike, I probably would have crashed a lot by now. But yeah, I don't go out and I don't need to go and, you know, prove anything on track. I go out and enjoy myself. But guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you on the next video.